Hello and welcome to Sunday Morning Knits, my podcast or video blog where I talk about all things knitting related and pattern designing related, fibre, spinning, and occasionally crochet too. Today is my podcast number 12, I think, which is a little bit crazy because I'm coming up on my 1-year podiversary, which is just wild to me. But yeah, we're not quite there yet. There should be one more podcast before we're maybe coming out about the same time as my podiversary. That's a little bit bonkers to me, but here we are. It's been a wild 2 weeks. I didn't post anything last weekend. I had intended to, but I ended up going to flock. So, no video from last week, but I will be having a flock video coming out fairly soon. I actually just finished recording for that, so that will be coming out very soon. Sorry, water break. Because of flock, I haven't had as much time to knit as I was hoping, because I was kind of like in a work crunch leading up to it because I took a day off. And yeah, just packing and everything like that, cleaning my apartment, prepping it for the person who's going to come cat sitting. So I haven't had as much time to knit, but I still have made quite a bit of progress on a few different projects. So let's get started. I only have one half finished object to share with you today, and that is this. Ta-da! Oh, I gotta hide my face. I always forget about that. So this is a sock that I made with the Pasley Knits Book Club August sock set. I cannot remember the colorways and I cannot remember what book it was inspired by, but as soon as I got this, I was like, oh, I have to cast on. I think I talked about this in my last episode and I called them my Dole Whip socks because I worked on these. I basically started these at a Dodgers versus Phillies game because my partner and I are baseball fans. We went to one of the games and I brought these socks and I worked on them and I knit like part of the leg. And the colors just made me think of the Dole Whip flavors that they had at Dodger Stadium. So these are my Dole Whip socks. I finished these I finished this one while I was in Seattle. I Kitchenered the toe together on the plane home. So I haven't cast on the second one, or I have cast on the second one, but I've made almost no progress because I was working on a slightly different project this week. But yeah, this is my half finished object of the week, my August sock set club from Pasley Knits. As you know, I adore Coley and everything she does and everything she makes. So I think this colorway is perfect and stunning and you should go follow Pasley Knits. Highly, highly recommend. Okay, now I have quite a few works in progress to share today. Let's start with my biggest one. So my biggest work in progress is this beautiful, beautiful sweater. So this is a no frills sweater by PetiteKnit. I think I talked about this in my last episode, but I had far less done. This is a combination of Pasley Knits Butterfly Pea, which is one of the summer colorways, and Knitting for Olive Soft Silk Mohair in the colorway Lavender Blue. It's coming off, sorry, I'm looking down at the viewfinder, it's coming off a lot more purple on camera than it actually is in real life. It's a little bit more blue in real life. It's not quite this purple. It's basically, you know, the tea, the butterfly pea tea that you see on the internet and people make drinks out of, and it's this like wild blue purple color. That's the color of this. It's just not coming off as well as I would hope. So as you can see, I am almost at the point where I'm splitting for sleeves. I think I have 8 more rounds to go. This is hands down the most tedious part of the sweater knitting process, is when you like haven't split for sleeves yet and you're still like knitting the 5 billion stitches of the yoke and across your shoulders, but that's fine. I am knitting this on US size 7, so 4.5 millimeter needles. I don't knit often with mohair. I'm not really that big of a fan of how it feels, but I have a cardigan in mohair It's 100% kid silk mohair, and I wear it 24/7. So maybe I've like changed my mind about mohair since I first started knitting mohair patterns a couple years ago. So hence why I decided to knit this with mohair. Yeah, I love how it's turning out. There's a little bit of marling, I'll show you. I don't know if you can really see that, but there's a wee bit of marling going on, which I really love. It's turning out so soft. I really cannot wait to wear this. I think it's gonna be the perfect like LA sweater. Yeah, I hope it gets cold enough soon so that I can wear this. I am knitting this as part of the apple picking cal that's being hosted by the lovely Emily Curtis from Gently Chaotic Knits. I have never gone apple picking before and I really want to, and so I'm gonna knit this as part of the apple picking cal, and then my boyfriend and I are gonna go apple picking, and I'm gonna take really cute photos in this sweater, and I can't wait. So yeah, if you are not part of that cal, I highly, highly recommend that you join. It is so chill and so wholesome and so much fun. Everybody has been so sweet. You just have to DM Emily on Instagram. She's at Emily Kurt, and she'll add you to the group chat, and it's just so lovely, so sweet, so much fun. So yeah, that is my no-frill sweater. I have 2 other no-frill sweaters that are planned after this one because I'm just loving how it's knitting up so much. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. So that is my most worked on project from the past 2 weeks. It did actually come with me to Flock, but I didn't work on it at all. I think I only worked on this sock while I was at Flock. I brought 3 projects to Flock, and I only worked on this one, and I was in Seattle for like 48 hours. So yeah, I've been knitting on this mostly while my partner and I watch baseball at night, so that's why I've gotten a lot of work done on it. Okay, what do I have next to show you? Ooh, I'm gonna show you these ones. So I have a new pattern design in the works. Now, I hinted at this on my Instagram. If you follow me there, you may have seen a little bit about them, but this is my newest pattern. Let's try to show you a little bit better. So if you are familiar with my designs, all of my designs are inspired by Greek mythology, ancient Greek culture, Roman mythology, Roman culture, that kind of thing, because my background is as a classicist. And these socks are inspired by Corinthian columns. I have never done feather and fan lace before, so that's what we have here at the very top. So that was kind of fun to learn how to do. And then the ribbing is supposed to look like the fluting on columns. I even have the little like flower design that you see at the top of Corinthian columns before the like flower part of the cap. So yeah, these are my Corinthian socks. The test call is going to be coming out fairly soon. I'm almost done. I've done the heel turn and everything. I've done all the maths, done all the grading. So you'll see a test call for this coming fairly soon on my Instagram. So if you're interested, please go follow me there. You can also sign up for my newsletter. And the test call will be going out there as well. The information for that will be down in the show notes. So yeah, this is my newest pattern, the Corinthian socks. And this is with Little Wing Fibre Co. Overcast. It just looks so perfect for the marble that I was like, I have to. So here we are. And hence why I picked up more while I was at Flock, which you'll find out more about in my Flock video. Okay, my next work in progress that I wanted to show you, where is it? There's a wee bit of chaos in front of me. Oh, it's right there, it fell. Okay. My next work in progress is also a new design coming. I have this beautiful hand spun that I want to turn into a little scarf. And so I was kind of trying to think about the vibe of the yarn, the vibe that I wanted for the scarf, and I knit up a sample. It's not in the hand spun because I was saving the hand spun, but this is the scarf. I want a little narrow scarf and it has this like chaotic kind of cable pattern to it. This is my sample, so there's a couple different like edge types that you can see. The little like stitch markers on the edge show where I was like trying out different types of cord edging. But this is going to be called the Dionysus Scarf. The scarf is charted, so where all the cable crosses are is charted, but there's going to be two options for this scarf. The first is going to be to follow the chart. The second is going to be to put the cable crosses wherever you desire, because Dionysus is the god of theater, drama, fun, things like that. So to add a little bit of drama, to add a little bit of fun, I'm going to give you the cable cross pattern, just like the little tiny cable cross pattern, and then you can place them wherever you'd like on the scarf. Or you can follow the charted version that I have written out. But yeah, this is the beginning of it, and then the other side will taper off, and it'll taper like this way, like taper, or sorry, it's gonna taper down. So it's gonna be like one long little parallelogram. And I'm hoping that people will want to use their hand spun for it. I think in the spirit of Dionysus, Dionysus would be proud if people would knit this in their hand spun. Of course, you can use any yarn. Dionysus would love that, but I think it's gonna be really cute in hand spun. My sample here is knit up in the scraps of No Judge of Beauty by the Salty Blonde Fibre Co. That I had left after I finished my Flutterbud tee that I wore to flock. So yeah, this is not the final yarn. The final yarn is beautiful hand spun. But yeah, this is my second forthcoming pattern that I have been working on. The Dionysus Scarf. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, my baseball socks. I have not updated you on my baseball socks in a little while because I didn't work on them for a while there. If you're new, I am knitting a pair of baseball socks inspired by Emily Curtis of Gently Chaotic Knits. She's also a big baseball fan, and she did this a couple years ago, and I recently went back and like watched all her back episodes. And I was like, I have to do that too. So I have two baseball teams that I cheer for. I am Canadian, so I obviously cheer for the Toronto Blue Jays. And I also cheer for the Philadelphia Phillies. My partner is a huge Phillies fan, and I have just been indoctrinated into Philadelphia love. So I cheer for both. And this year, I have decided to do what Emily Curtis did a couple years ago and knit a pair of baseball socks. So this is my Blue Jay sock. I don't actually know where my Phillies sock is right now. It was the one that I more recently worked on, but it is now in a pile of whips that is a little bit chaotic to my right here. So I'm just going to show you the Blue Jays one. So basically, every white stripe on the sock is a game that they lost. Every blue stripe is a game that they won. There are 162 games in the regular season for baseball. So I'm doing 100 stripes for the leg and then 62 stripes for the foot, because that is how many stripes I need in order to make it fit my foot. Worked out very well, actually. And I'm going to have basically like a temperature blanket equivalent of my two favorite teams and their win-loss record. So I am loving this. I put a whole bunch of rows into my Philly sock this week. Pardon me, I have the hiccups. I put a whole bunch of rows into my Philly sock this week. I haven't worked on my Blue Jay sock in a while. I'm actually caught up to like where we are currently for the Philly sock, except for actually maybe today and yesterday's game, I think. But I'm obviously not caught up with the Blue Jay sock. We are obviously past game 100 at this point in the year, and I've only done like 50 games. So I still have a ways to go on this one, but I'll get there. I have it all written down. Like I have like a little spreadsheet so that I can like check them off as I go. And I'm loving them. Hopefully next year I will be able to wear them to a game. I can't wait. I think it'll be so cute. My baseball socks. Thank you so much, Emily, for the idea. I think this is absolutely adorable. So yeah, those are my baseball socks. Do I have anything else that I'm really working on? I haven't really made progress on anything else. I've made progress on my secret test knit that I'm running. I finished the like final sample, but I can't show you that because it hasn't been announced yet. So stay tuned for that. And I think that's it for knitting works in progress. Now I have 2 spinning works in progress that I'm going to share. My first is I have this beautiful fiber. This is a blend that was done specifically for Myrtle Yarns out of BC, who I adore. Cara is just the best. And it is BFL, Tussa Silk, and Shetland. I can't remember the exact blend, but and I am trying to decide how I want to spin this up. Okay, I went and found the label. It is 50% Shetland, 25% BFL in natural brown, and 25% Tussa Silk. And the colorway is called Tea Time. So I have some beautiful tea time. And okay, so I've spun it 2 different ways as 2 like different test skeins, but I only have one because I haven't wound up the other one yet. So this is the first one I'll show you. I spun this short forward, so worsted style, and then the other one I spun from the fold, so woolen style. I don't know if I just overspun this one. It feels kind of rough and ropey. So I'm curious to see, I haven't washed it yet. I haven't washed either of them yet. The other one looks a little bit softer. That just might be because it's woolen spun. So I don't know. I will wash them before my next podcast and update you on which one I go with, because I truly have no idea. If you've ever spun with Shetland and BFL and silk before as a combo, maybe not this exact spin type, but if you've ever spun with those 3 as a combo and you have any suggestions, please let me know. It's been a long time since I overspun yarn, but this is feeling a little bit overspun. So I don't know. We'll see. If you have advice, please leave tips for me in the comments. I would really appreciate it. My next spinning work in progress is this. If you've been following me for a little while now, you know that I have been practicing my supported spindle spinning. This is my beautiful spindle from Woodland Handcrafts. I made my very own row legs for this with some Malabrigo fiber, and I have been practicing supported spinning long draw. So this is my first full spindle. I have now switched to a different spindle to do some more. I might actually wind this off and put it onto a little bobbin. I have like weaving bobbins that I put my spindle spins onto, which Andrew Mowry suggested. So I might do that. I don't know yet. Pardon me. But yeah, this is my little work in progress. It's coming out at about a fingering weight. So I think I'm gonna have a DK, which I'm happy with. I think that's pretty good. Supported spindle spinning has been a challenge, and I've had to watch a lot of YouTube videos on how to do it. But we're getting there. So this is my supported spindle spin work in progress. Okay, I think that's it for my works in progress. So I'm going to show you some of my acquisitions. Now, most of these are pre-orders that I put in prior to leaving for Flock, and I'll show you those first. So my fiber club from Little Fiber Co has come in. It is this beautiful yellow called Nectar. It is 100% BFL, 26 microns and 4 ounces. I am not really a yellow girly, but it's beautiful and golden. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet. I haven't decided. I might spin it with one of the fiber braids that I picked up at Flock. I'm not gonna show my Flock acquisitions here because I have a whole video about Flock that I show my acquisitions in that'll be coming out soon. So yeah, I might do that. Or my local fiber guild is having a swap next weekend that I might go to and maybe do some swapping. I haven't decided. I'm not really a yellow girly. I think it's so beautiful and I love it, but I don't quite know what I would use it for. So we shall see, but it is still beautiful. Okay, my next acquisition was a pre-order from a couple months ago. Okay. Oh no, I knocked something over. Okay. I pre-ordered from the Sorella flower collection. So I ordered 3 sock sets and 2 other skeins. So I have 2 skeins of vintage Super Belle on MCN. This is 435 yards per 100 grams, and it is 80-10-10, 80% wool, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. I got 2 skeins because I think I'm gonna make like a top out of them. I got my Flutterbutt shirt by Jessie May designs out of 2 skeins. So I don't know, maybe I'll make another Jessie May design out of this. Everybody's making a mini mock neck tank. And I have tried to make a mini mock neck tank before. If you go back into my old podcasts, like from last summer, I got like 3/4 of the way through a mini mock neck tank. But I could not for the life of me get gauge with the yarn that I was using. And this is a bit thicker. Like this is a bit of a thicker fingering weight than the one I was using last year. So maybe I'll do that. I'll see if I can get gauge. I really do love the mini mock neck tank. It's so cute, but I knit like 3/4 of one and then had to frog the whole thing. So the thought of doing it again scares me. But maybe I can get gauge with this. We shall see. Next thing I got from Sorella were 3 sock sets. So I got vintage Super Belles because I love them. I think they're so cute. I don't remember what the mini skein is called, but it's adorable. As you know, I love sock sets. So I got this one. I got this one, which is Cosmos. Now, this is kind of out of my color comfort zone. It's quite bright, but I think a pair of bright socks would be really cute for summer. So I got Cosmos. And finally, I got this one. This is far more in my color comfort zone, and this is Delphinium. I'm very, very excited to knit with this one. And I have 2 final acquisitions that came in this week. I ordered them before I left for Flock. Actually, that's not true. I ordered one before I left for Flock, not the other. I ordered a swanky sock from Magpie Fibre Co. This is a 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, 400 yards per 115 grams. And this is the colorway Stag Bunny. I don't often knit other people's sock patterns, but there's a sock pattern that has been released. Oh, I'm drawing a blank on what it's called. I'm gonna put the name and the designer here. I saw this pattern and was like, I have to make those. She uses something called a kite heel. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. But I acquired this yarn for it. She made her sample socks in this beautiful gray color, and I was like, I want to do that. But I didn't have any gray yarn, so I acquired this. It's not quite gray, it's like a creamy pink, but I think it'll be absolutely beautiful for the socks. So I got this. And finally, I am going to be making, where did it go? Oh, it fell on the ground. I'm going to be making a Doppio sweater. And I showed on the podcast last time that I had got the saltwater colorway from Sunday Fibre Co., which was her June from the Archives colorway, I believe. Maybe it was her July. No, I think it was her June. I got 5 skeins of that, which is, I believe, enough to make a Doppio, but I needed a fingering weight yarn. And I already have a mohair sweater on the go, so I decided to get some Surrey alpaca to go with the saltwater yarn. This is just an undyed Surrey alpaca. I got it on Etsy from Wild Lilac. It is 328 yards, 75% baby Surrey alpaca, 26% mulberry silk. I have never knit with Surrey alpaca before. I have a couple skeins from Pasley Knits that I'm gonna make into a Harlow sweater, but I haven't gotten around to that project yet because I have to acquire the main fiber. So yeah, this will be my first time knitting with Surrey alpaca, and I'm so excited. It is so soft. I can't wait. So as soon as I'm done my jacaranda sweater, the no frill sweater, I'm gonna be casting on my doppio, and I can't wait. So yeah, that was my last acquisition for this past little while. In terms of fun life updates, I finished teaching my very first class. I taught a senior level historical linguistics class here at UCLA this summer, which was a lot of fun. Learned a lot. A lot of stuff that'll be, I think, helpful for bringing into my TAing this year, which is exciting. I don't start up at UCLA again until the end of September, but I'm taking 2 courses that are not at UCLA this year. I'm taking a course at Berkeley and a course at Cornell this quarter. So those 2 start up in a week, which is a little bit crazy to me. So I start those classes and then I start at UCLA a month later, which is gonna be super weird, but here we are. It's because UCLA is the quarter system, so yeah. Should be interesting. Yeah, should be interesting. So that's my fun life update. Anything else? My cat is a goblin. She woke me up this morning by biting my ankle while I was asleep. Very naughty cat. Yeah, I think that's it. I have a couple pattern designs coming out, so if you're interested in potentially testing those, please follow me on Instagram. You can find my Instagram down in the show notes. If you liked this video, please give it a like and a subscribe. It really helps me out. Thank you so much if you have made it to this part in the video. I deeply appreciate it. I love making these videos. I love knitting. I love sharing my knitting with the world and with this wonderful community, so it means a lot to me if you've made it this far. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have an absolutely lovely weekend. Yeah, happy knitting. Bye.